tried to do the Montauk cases last, but we'll move ahead today. Good morning, Mr. Zablocki.
Morning.
This is file 251711OT. Mr. Zablocki and I spent a lot of time together. We're working on things, sometimes with success, sometimes not so much. This charge alleges driving suspended on August 19th of 2025. It's charged under Constantine City Ordinance. Hello, Mr. Levine.
Your Honor.
I'd like to see you before you leave. I forgot what you look like. Nice to see you in person.
I'll stop it.
Okay. He and I go all the way back to assistant prosecutors in 1980. At any rate, Mr. Zablocki, this charge is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 2 points on your driving record and requires that your license be suspended. You've been having some ups and downs, and how are you doing these days?
Not too bad. Just working.
Where are you working?
Barlow Boats.
Which is where?
Bristol, I believe it is.
So you got to get from Polar Road to Bristol for work?
Yep.
It's hard to do when your license is suspended.
I have a buddy of mine who works there, so he gets me back and forth.
That helps. Ms. Montauk, I guess I'll defer to you. What's the status here?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Bush and I have been working together to try to resolve Mr. Zablocki's case. The main goal that we're trying to work towards is Mr. Zablocki getting a driver's license. To that end, since the last time we were at court, he has made a lot of progress in terms of getting information together that will ultimately need to be submitted to the Secretary of State. He's been attending AA meetings. He has a book of meetings he's attending. Each time he goes, he writes a paragraph about what it is that he learned. He's gotten a drug screen. He's filled out the first part of this petition that needs to be submitted. The last thing that needs to be done is he needs to get an assessment. That costs some money, so there was a little bit of a hold back on that. But the hope is that now he can get an assessment, and that by the time we come back here, if Your Honor grants a final pretrial, then we will have a hearing date with the Secretary of State, and that will help Mr. Bush and I to resolve this case.
I tried to get Mr. Zablocki an interlock in sobriety court. We had some stumbles, but Austin, I'm really pleased to see that notebook you got there. Part of the problem is you were not mature enough at that time to do what we were trying to do. I think you've grown up some, and maybe you can get this accomplished. The problem is, Montauk, this is going to take a while. So I can set a last pretrial, but we better set it out a little ways.
Well, the hope is that what I've been finding is that, because I do Secretary of State hearings as a matter of my practice. And so what I'm finding is that once we submit the documentation, it's taking about a month or two to get the hearing date. Yeah, it's not very long. So the real holdup here is the assessment. I don't think that will take more than a couple of weeks to get an assessment date set. So maybe, a month or two, I think.
All right, I'll say set at least 60 days out. Is that acceptable to you, Mr. Bush? Is that acceptable to you, Mr. Bush?
That is correct, Your Honor. I think this is a good resolution.
Mr. Bush has represented the village of Constantine for 50 years or more. And his philosophy, like many of the other prosecutors, is to try to help people get their license back. So Mr. Zablocki, there's some good news here. Maybe we can accomplish this. We'll set this no sooner than 60 days from today. And we'll see you on a Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bush. I need Luke on a couple of these. Let's see what else I've got here. Mr. McLaughlin, let's take your case. You got just one. Nice to see you this morning. Mr. Westcomb, would you come up and have a seat?
Mr. Whitcomb?
Mr. Whitcomb, yes. Mr. Westcomb is Somebody else. Thanks. All right, maybe we can go a little faster here if the judge wasn't so slow. Good morning, Rhonda.
Good morning, sir.
All right, as I indicated, we got a lot to do this morning. We ended up sort of stalling out a little bit at the beginning. But I think we can pick up the pace. Deputy Myers is here. She's ready to go. Yes? Who's Romero? Who's his lawyer? Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Well, let me see if he owes me any money. He's got an unpaid ticket.
Want me to talk to him about that?
Yes, yep.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning, sir. Are you Austin Whitcomb?
Yes.
You got charged with operating while intoxicated. We had about 200 of those last year. As I mentioned, a lot of them were young Mexican men, and it's not a good trend. Operating while intoxicated is a misdemeanor for everybody here that's got that charge, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 6 points on your driving record and requires that your license be suspended. They indicate that on January 10th at about 3 o'clock in the morning, you got arrested for operating while intoxicated right outside of town here, M86 and Strobel Road. You're here with your attorney, Stephen McLaughlin, and he's discussed this with the prosecutor. And they've agreed to reduce this to a charge of impaired driving. Is that correct, Mr. McLaughlin?
That is correct, John.
Impaired driving is better for several different reasons, but the main reason is it allows you to keep a restricted driver's license to drive back and forth to work. Impaired driving is punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $300. Carries 4 points on your driving record rather than 6. You have a valid license presently. You even have a chauffeur's license. A restricted license would allow you to drive back and forth to work. And in the course of work, you had a suspended license in the past, but it appears to be valid now. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that by pleading to this charge, you'll be giving up all the rights here on your advice of rights?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's take a look at this. 3 o'clock in the morning, January 10th was a Friday into a Saturday morning. There's nothing in here but the ticket. Were you driving a car on M86 at Strobel? Were you going toward Three Rivers or toward Centerville?
Towards Three Rivers, Your Honor.
Where are you coming from?
I was coming from Orland. It was the night of the 1st. It was January 1st.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't the 10th. It was January 1st. So it was New Year's Eve.
Yes, sir.
How'd you end coming from Orland, going to where?
My mom lives in Orland. That's where actually I grew up at. So
All right.
I had stopped out and seen my mom and a friend that lives around the block. And then I slowly started making my way back and I blew a tire at the bridge out here headed towards Three Rivers. I live in Three Rivers.
Okay. Says you live in Borough, but now you live in Three Rivers.
I live in Three Rivers, yes, sir.
Well, that's a twisty turny way to come from Orland to Three Rivers.
It's just, it was like really snowing really bad. I just stayed on the main roads. Well, I came the back way from Orland.
Yeah, that's what I meant. All right, what were you drinking?
I had Budweiser.
What was your blood alcohol level, Mr. McLaughlin? Do you know?
It is, it's a 0.12 euro.
All right, we're gonna set this for what's called screening and sentencing. When we have a drinking driving case, we have to get some more information about you, about where you work. And so let's pick a day. We try to do these on Mondays, Mr. McLaughlin. Let's see what fits for you. How about Monday, March 16th at 11? Does that work for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. McLaughlin, I'll have you take your client out to the counter and get the notice for that screening and sentencing date. And touch base with the probation department. We need to get his correct info. I think it shows he lives in Baroque.
Yes, we'll get the.
All right, thank you.
Judge, can I approach her? for
Yes.
seconds? Just- Yeah, just don't leave.
Kevin Reinkart, the prosecutors agreed to dismiss it in exchange for restitution. He's got bond sufficient to cover restitution. Is that something we can take care of internally in that?
Yeah, we'll do it. No, I would do it on the record.
No, I mean, can we?
Yeah.
Internally, I mean, we can just do it now. You can tell the clerk to do that. They'll
Yep.
take the restitution out and take care of it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, Mr. Moore, let's take your, do you have just one today?
Two, one's a civil infraction.
Actually, Your Honor, I had two.
Oh, you have another one?
Yeah, Mr. Barajas.
Oh, Mr. Barajas. Sorry about that. I got so many cases up here. Why don't we do him too while you're here? Go ahead and have a seat. Thank you. This is file number 26-530T. This is a Sturgis. Yes, ordinance case. You got charged with leaving the scene of a property damage accident. That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail, fine of up to $100, and it carries 2 points the way it's charged here. Your lawyer has worked out an agreement with the prosecutor where you will plead to a charge of leaving the scene of an accident with a fixture, which is something like a fence post or a fire hydrant or a sign. That doesn't carry any points. It's a 0-point offense, but it is a misdemeanor. Do you understand?
Yes.
Mr. McLaughlin, you agree that's the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this?
No.
Promise you anything?
No.
All right, and you're giving up all the rights here on this advice of rights?
Yes.
Let's take a look here. Mr. Barajas, see if he'll record any money. All right, well, tell me what happened.
I was on my way to work and hit a patch of ice and
You hit a what?
a patch of ice.
Okay, and then what did you have?
And then I hit mailbox.
All right, and that's probably fixture.
Yeah.
This was at 5 o'clock at night, Cottage and 4th Street in Sturgis. So what did you do then? You just kept driving and went home?
I took it to a friend's house down the street. I just left her there.
Nice car, 215 BMW. How much damage did it do to your car?
In total.
The total of your car?
Well, yeah, it did. It did. Because the insurance is a third. If it's a third of the cost of the car, then it's technically total.
Must have been some.
The parts are expensive. But
We often think these are drunk driving cases that got away. But this is 5 o'clock at night, not 5 o'clock in the morning. And there's no indication of anything else. So I'm just gonna fine you $100 plus costs and the matter will be done. As I said, it doesn't carry any points. There's about 10 different ways to charge failing to stop or report an accident. And some have different. So one time I had a copy of all of them. Accidents to fixtures is 257621. Also carried, it used to carry a driver responsibility fee, which was $500 a year for 2 years. Thank God we've done away with that. All right, the fine's $100 and there's 75 and 50 in state costs, so the total is $225. Can you pay that today or do you need time to pay it?
I need time.
Well, I'll give you 30 days. We'll make that due by
Yeah, that's fine.
March 6th. Is that enough? There's instructions on how to pay with a credit card. You can pay with green cash, certified check or money order. The court's address is on it, but all right, you're good to go.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. All right, let's take care of a few people that are going to be last pre-trials, and we'll try to clear the courtroom out a little bit. I lost Luke again. All right, then David, let's take your case.